3 minutes after 12, and it is TMO. It is officially, Plum, what number show is this? What number show, Plum?
Number 6.
No.
5.
Yes. The maths, these Kiwis maths is no good.
It is show number 5. Congratulations, you guys. Also, I have to tell you, very nicely done. May I even say, Yellow went a little bit viral after last week.
Oh,
I know people were loving talking about the parents on the side of the sports field. They were also loving the schools updates and your predictions. So we're going to get straight into it.
well, just before we do that, can we just have a shout out to all the parents from the weekend, because I heard the behaviour around the Natal was outstanding.
Yay!
All right,
They were terrified of the red card coming and not getting their phones taken away for half an hour.
No one wants a red card.
And you really hooked, line and sinkered me there. I was convinced. I was even like, Shane, what about the ones who Ubered? What car are they going to go to?
Oh, you thought that deeply.
I went straight.
Yeah,
I was
wow.
down that rabbit hole, coach.
Okay.
I was down the rabbit
good
hole.
thinking.
This is Radio PlayZN, the man's observations with coaches Don Plumtree and Grant Bashford. All right, boys, getting straight into it. You want to talk about some of the...
Yeah, absolutely. Some massive games on the weekend. 2 big old boys days. College versus Hilton up in Maritzburg. That was always going to be a humdinger, with Hilton being ranked number 1 in Natal prior to that game. If you remember correctly, I backed College, you know, and they went on and won 14-9 against Hilton. So they currently, without it being official or anything like, they have beaten the number 1 team in Natal, and running well, College at the moment. The second big game was in Durban, DHS versus Westville on the DHS Old Boys Day. I believe there was a massive crowd there, between 12 and 15,000. Beautiful rugby, and a humdinger came down to the last play of the game, and DHS managed to score and win 24-19 against Westville. So unbelievable game of rugby, apparently.
Good competition, eh? Good,
Everything's close. Like I've said before, that College score 14-9.
Hard to pick the winner.
Difficult games to pick, you know, and I didn't want to go there, but when you force
healthy,
my colours to the mast, I managed to nail both of them.
You
In
did.
fact, the only game that I didn't predict on the weekend was my own game.
Oh, what happened?
So Kersney versus Northwood up at Bothers Hill, a game of 2 halves. We came out the change room and firing. We're leading 24-13 at half time. Had a bad start to the second half and came back, and they came back, and it was back and forth. And eventually we went down 45-34. Disappointing loss, but a great game of
So
rugby.
that means
I think
I
everyone...
got them all. I got all
No,
the
you
results
backed
right.
Kersney.
No, I didn't.
You did. You said because you're my
I only
friend.
said it because you're
Yes,
my friend. I
yes,
didn't
so you
really
actually
believe
backed
that you beat
Kersney.
them.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately,
okay.
that was
So I got
video,
them all
so-
right. I got all
I
the
know,
school
you
results
can't
right.
claim that. Markelaus up in Belgowan on the weekend. That's another one of Plummy's teams. He's been up helping them during the week. And they played against Pretoria Boys. My good friend Paul Anthony, the coach of Pretoria Boys. They've got a very young side this year, and we're carrying lots of injuries into that game. And Markelaus fired 53-17. They played really well, apparently.
I found out that Michael House, all their teams, apart from a couple, won after my influence.
Okay, well, it definitely you, Plum. Who would argue with that?
No, apparently they played the Rugby of the Year, so you can expect them to beat Westville this week.
Well, that's going to be a beautiful game to watch as well. Markelaus, traditionally, they throw the ball around, and so do Westville. So anyone in the area on Saturday, get to Westville. It's going to be a cracker. The other game up in Maritzburg was the 2 Saints, St. Charles versus St. Stithians from Johannesburg, and also down to the wire. St. Charles from Maritzburg beating St. Stithians from Joburg 33-31. And the 6th game of the weekend was at Clifton, where they hosted Glenwood. Glenwood really been struggling, as well as Clifton. And Glenwood managed to hit their straps on the weekend against Clifton, winning 58-14. So that was the biggest result of the weekend, and I think it came at a really good time for Glenwood. They've been struggling, and unfortunately for Clifton, they went down quite heavily. And that leads us on to this weekend's fixtures. There's only 3 games on in KwaZulu-Natal this weekend, schoolboy games, and 2 of those are big old boy days. Westville hosting Markelaus at Westville, as I've just mentioned. And up at Kersney, on top of Bothers Hill, we host College. Kersney versus College. College just beating Hilton. to be number one in Natal versus Kersney. Are you going to say, no, we're not going to win?
I don't think you can win this week.
Well, watch this space.
Okay. I'm sorry, Bash. Last week I supported you, but this is the best team.
No. Well, you know what it's like. On any given day, anything can happen in rugby.
It can happen, but
I was just chatting
you
to Plum
installed
before.
enough belief this week that you can beat
Well,
the best team.
today's my last day of belief.
So
I'm not finished.
Belief
It's
day
still,
today.
it's still coming.
Tactics Tuesday, belief day Thursday. So you got to go
That's
up there
it.
and lie to them. I mean, tell them
Bring the
that they
energy
need to
to it
believe.
today. Exactly. No, but you've seen us play, Plummy. On our day, we can beat anyone,
can.
and the kids believe that, and we really
you just
can.
can't switch off.
That's it.
That's the problem. Because
100%.
after half time, they switched off. So I don't know what you said at half time.
I asked them if it was the same team, what happened in the change room, because it was like that.
Okay, maybe don't say anything at half time this week.
Beautiful. All right, and the third game is up at Hilton, where they host Northwood, half flying after the victory against us, Kersney, on the weekend. So that's also going to be a really good game. Hilton, obviously, will be licking their wounds after their loss to college.
Michael House going to win that.
Well, they're playing against Westville.
Oh. Okay,
Are
sorry.
you not paying attention?
Sorry, I was looking at something.
You see, he looks out the window and he pretends he knows.
I did go fall asleep for a second. I woke back up. Sorry.
All right, so that should also Northwood flying high as well. So Hilton will be licking their wounds after that college game on the weekend, and I know the coach Brad McLeod Hennison really well. He'll be getting them up for that game. So there's some really interesting encounters on the weekend.
All right, boys. So this is your final. You are both going to be on the same side of who you think is going to win this weekend, or are you opposite each other? I just need to know for our betting purposes.
Okay, well, I'm not sure. I'm going to go with Michael House to win.
Okay.
Kersney, obviously, to beat college up at both as Hill. Plummy's disagreeing with that. And I'm going to back Northwood, my old school, to beat Hilton up in Maritzburg.
And these are all like gut decisions based on what you know from rugby, or because it was your old school and your current school?
No, well, we played against them on the weekend, so I know exactly how they do their things. And I know playing in those big old boys days takes a lot out of the players. So
Why is that, you reckon?
I think emotionally, for those guys, the old boys days are massive. I can see it already when you drive into Kearney. It looks like a different school. There's marquees everywhere, and there's
So
a
your
vibe.
job is to make sure they're calm. Because
Stay
when they
calm.
run out, the crowd and everything will lift them to
That's
keep
exactly
them calm.
right.
Don't play the game before the game. Just keep them calm.
That's the plan.
Okay, so I've just told you what to say.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Plum. But yeah, so it'll always be interesting to see how the kids respond to those days. But I think my money's going to go on Northwood for the weekend.
And Westville,
Michael House, I'm backing Michael House over Westville. Westville lost in the last second against DHS, so they'll be hurting, And
I'm going to go to that game, I think.
oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I was up supporting you last week.
Yeah.
And then Michael
Sort of
House the
funny
week
sort of
before.
support, but-
So you remember you worked that one day that week, and it exhausted
It
you
was.
that day
It
up
was
at
a hard
Michael. You could
day.
see how stressed he was
It
when he
was a
came.
hard
wasn't he?
day.
Not into working more than 6 days.
In a month and 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, this is Radio PlayZN. It is TMO still coming up in the show. Today we're going to look at the URC quarter results, highlighting some of the Stormers. We've got the Bulls. We're talking the Bulls, as well as some quick fire questions and some world news in rugby.
Hey, I don't have my earphones on. Did I just?
John Plundry and Grant Bashford bringing you rugby like you've never heard it before. Thursdays, 12 to 1 p.m.
It is Radio PlayZN, and we are live from 12 until 1, right on the corner of Lighthouse Road and Lagoon Drive. It's Radio PlayZN, the man's observations with John Plumtree and Grant Bashford. Getting straight back into it, we've just spoken about the school results and the upcoming games, but now what about the URC quarters?
Yeah, big quarters last weekend. Glasgow versus Connacht in Scotland, and that game was won by Glasgow 33-21. So Glasgow go through to a semi-final. Leinster played the Lions at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, and they won comfortably 59-10. The Stormers played Cardiff and Cape Town, and they won comfortably 44-21. And we're going to have a little bit of a chat around the Stormers. The Bulls versus Munster at Loftus, and they comfortably won 45-14. And we're going to cover off the Bulls' chances for the weekend and just download that game a little bit. But all home teams win. Bash, did you pick that?
I picked all 4 of those,
Well done.
unlike my co-host here, as in John Plumtree, who thought that Munster were going to monster the Bulls at Loftus, because the Bulls
didn't
had
say
such a
they
soft
were going to
run
Munster.
into
I
the-
said the Bulls, I didn't think their preparation was great, but it was.
And that's
I
sport,
got it
isn't
wrong.
it? How you
Well,
can
no,
think one
but
thing.
If you'd picked Glasgow, Leinster, Stormers, the Bulls, put that into a multi, you would have paid about £1.10, and you'd have that wouldn't have made. You would have to put 20 million on it to
That's
make
right.
50
That's why I wouldn't
cents.
have taken that bet.
So it wasn't a tough call to make. Well, that's why I threw in Munster to get the odds up.
You know what? I said that not one of the teams on the weekend that we predicted would lose by less than 10 points. The Glasgow won by 12 points. The
Yeah.
Bulls won by 31 points, John.
Yes, true. And
Stormers
Munster,
won
in
by
fairness,
23 points, and the Lions lost by 49 points. So, yeah, those quarters were pretty one-way traffic and not that difficult to predict, I don't think.
Well, Lions had a lot of injuries to key players. Monte van der Berg, I think, was out, a key player at 9.
And Ruan Fenter,
Ron
big
Fenter,
players for them, eh?
Yeah, a couple of their big players weren't available, and of course Leinster on the back of that disappointing final in the Champions Cup, they would have been out there to show their fans. So it was a pretty tough afternoon for the Lions. But I've got to give a shout out to Cash and the Lions boys. They had a great URC season, finishing on top of the log for the conference for the South African teams, and that's an achievement in itself. And making the top 8, and we know what type of team that is. It's a real battling team, and it showed a lot of character. Do pretty well in the URC this year, so well done to those boys. Cardiff Stormers, well, look, we'll look into that game a little bit more, but Munster actually had a few injuries too to key players. I think Ty Byrne playing their key lock.
And Jack Crawley losing their fly half early in the week. I think that's a big loss going into a playoff, especially at Loftus at fly half.
Yep. So not all the teams at the stage of the season are, fully fit. And when it comes to the finals, you often need your big players. But so semis this week, 2 massive games. We've got Leinster versus the Stormers, and that game will be played at Aviva Stadium in Ireland, and Dublin, and Glasgow versus the Bulls, and that game will be played at Bash.
Well, interesting, eh? Very, very interesting. I think it might have just given the Bulls a bit of an edge, because Glasgow are going to be taken off their famous 4G pitch and taken to Murrayfield, where it'll be on grass and the game should be a bit slower. And I think that's a massive advantage already for the Bulls, just taking that Glasgow team away from home and that 4G pitch, which we know the South African teams have all struggled against.
Yeah. Yeah. They obviously did that because they want a bigger crowd. Right?
And I saw there was some
crowd,
maintenance or something going on at the stadium, possibly. I don't know 100%,
Okay.
but I think it also had something to do with upgrading.
A little bit more homework from you next time would be great. Let's move on to the Bulls. Okay, Bashman. So the Bulls looked fresh and fit. That's how I thought they looked. But they have got a mean weapon, and it's the same weapon that the Stormers used in the weekend. As 2 words. What are those 2 words?
The mean weapon would be one weapon that they used really well was their scrum, wasn't it?
And the second weapon?
Their physicality.
No, their scrum.
Yeah, well, that's...
Your scrum.
All right,
Scrum.
okay.
They scrummed those 2
what the
teams.
forwards do? They get excited with scrums. If you ask a forward what's the most important player in the team, he'll say it's the tight end. And you say, well, what's the second best player in the team most important? They'll say, no, the reserve tight end.
Look, I appreciate you looking at me, Coach, but I don't even know what any of these things mean.
Okay. Well, both sides, Stormers and Bull. We'll talk about the Stormers in a second, but the Bull scrum was massive. But they also looked like they've been working hard in that break that they had. They had a week off. I would say Jan Ackerman worked really hard around their fitness. They just looked more energetic out on the park. They dominated a lot of the gain line. I think Munster Well, let's start with Munster. The Bulls. One thing you got to do against the Bulls is tackle, and because it's going to be pretty direct. And I think Munster missed something like 80 tackles.
81 tackles at 59%. That's just not good enough,
And I think the Bulls had 82% tackle accuracy and missed 30 tackles. So massive turnaround in their defences. I think that Munster just couldn't convert inside the Bulls 22, so they had 10 visits and they had 57 rucks inside the Bulls 22 and came away with, what was it?
1.4 points per visit,
So that's just not good enough. So they missed a load of opportunity, and on the back of that, they didn't exit very well. So when they were in their own half or deep inside their 22, they often turned possession over, whether it was a kick receive or a scrum or a line out. So they allowed the Bulls just to have too much territory and possession just through poor errors. The Bulls started so strong as well with that scrum dominance. They were 14-0 up after 10 minutes, and then 2 tries in the last 10 minutes of the first half took them something like 27-7, I think, at half time. Because actually
31-14 half time. How good was Ambrose Papier?
Man, that guy's on fire. He is on fire. He should definitely be in that Springbok squad this year. He's just playing. He's so quick.
Yeah.
Like all our nines in this country are so fast. Aren't they? You look at Grant Williams, Kobus.
He scored 2 tries, and with the injuries now to Morné van den Berg and Kobus Reinach, the timing of him coming into form for Russia is really, really important, isn't it?
Exactly.
Gents, I've got a question here from Jeremy. Saying, coaches, the Bulls have lost 3 URC finals in a row. As a coach, does a history like that haunt you or drive you?
Well, we're going to touch on the mental side of it a little bit later, but I guess that the thing is, for me, it's around, they've got to put that's in the past, and they've got to look forward to the future, and the future of that is what's in front of them right now. And I'm sure that they've got to go there with a lot of belief, and that goes for both sides, but we'll talk about that in a second. But just their chances, Bulls against Glasgow, Bashman?
Yeah, you know what? If you look at what they did on the weekend, how do they replicate that against Glasgow? And that's going to be their challenge.
Dominating physically on the gain line, dominating set piece.
That's right.
But the Glasgow have got a good scrum. They're not going to gain. I think Munster won 70% of their scrums in the weekend and conceded about 4 or 5 penalties from scrum. So I don't think the Bulls will get that against Glasgow, but certainly that's where they have to start, isn't it? They have to put pressure on that Glasgow pack right from the start.
Yeah, I think it's almost like it's a physicality and set piece versus the Glasgow tempo. How they're going to manage that. If they can slow their ball down, win the collisions and get territory, I think they've got a really, really good chance this weekend, the Bulls.
And I'm pleased that you said that, mate, because when Munster played with their backs, in their phase play where they played from side to side, they stressed the Bulls. Often Moody, Adrianse were under pressure in those wider channels, and we know what Glasgow are like. They're not gonna. They'll have a crack unless the weather doesn't allow it. They will have a crack against the Bulls from wide to wide, and the Bulls have got to be defending well in those wider channels, so they can't afford to get too tight defensively and allow the Glasgow side to get on the outside of them, because that's Franco Smith's coaching, isn't it? He wants to create space and play to space.
100%, and he's got the players that do that really well. There's lots of Scottish players in that team, internationals, and that one thing the Bulls I felt watching them this year is they haven't really played for 80 minutes. I think they're going to have to play for the full 80 against these guys because Glasgow don't go away. The only mental thing for me if I look at that, I think the recent tour of Glasgow to South Africa, they played against the Stormers and the Lions, and they actually got 2 hidings on that trip, and the Bulls' last 2 games against Glasgow were in April in the Champions, and they lost 25-16. And in October in the URC, Glasgow won as well. So the last 2 outings, I don't think it was at Loftus, to be honest. No. But their last 2 head-to-heads, they've actually lost.
Yeah.
But that hope with seeing Glasgow touring to Cape Town at the end of this year's URC, where they lost quite easily to the Stormers and the Lions, I think will give them a bit of hope.
Yeah,
and being at Murrayfield.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the home of Scottish rugby, isn't it? It's a tough venue to play, but man, it's got taking away, like you said, around that 5G pitch. So it's taken away from that and putting them on the grass.
Yeah.
And maybe even the playing field a little bit. The scrimmaging becomes so much different on the grass. So there's a bit more slippery sliding, and if you don't get your technique right, you collapse a scrum and there's a penalty. So if the Bulls can put them under pressure, it'll be great.
Yeah,
But
you talk about
what-
penalties. That's the discipline factor now. If you give penalties away, you're basically giving away points or territory. And now you playing straight into Glasgow. They got that
And
fantastic maul, don't
I
they?
think it's good you mentioned that, mate, because De Villiers, I thought in the weekend, was living on the edge too much, man. If they're not disciplined at breakdown in terms of ball that they can attack and ball they leave, well, they could be conceding too many penalties and that'll cost them. So their discipline is going to have to be really good, especially when they're under pressure. So,
Do you think they're going to be able to slow their ball down? I mean, that's going to be key. If Glasgow get front foot, quick ball, I mean, they're dangerous. So that's going to be a contest, the breakdown area as well, isn't it?
Well, Bulls are strong on the breakdown, man.
Yeah.
I've just talked about De Villiers. He's a Stormers.
He's a Stormer.
guy.
Paul De Villiers.
Marcel Coetzee, Honeycomb.
Geez,
I'm not
how
sure
good
who
has
they'll
he
play.
been coming back, that Honeycomb for the Bulls?
He played a
Coming
really,
back from
really,
injury.
really good game in the weekend. But the whole pack. So who you picking?
For me, this is the one game that I think there can be a surprise, because I think the Bulls, we joked about, you said why you thought the Bulls would be, why you thought Munster might beat the Bulls last weekend was because they had too easy a run-in, and maybe it wasn't good for their build-up, but potentially it might have gone the other way.
Yeah.
But it's freshened them up, and they actually going into these semi-finals fresher than most of the other teams that are. If you think about Leinster, they've just come off a champions loss. They're probably pretty tired, but the Bulls are probably fresh. So I've got a sneaky suspicion that if one
Bulls
of our
get up.
teams is going to win, it's not going to be the Stormers. It could be the Bulls.
Okay, so you're taking the Bulls. So
I'll back the Bulls, yeah.
So I could take Glasgow because they're favourites.
You were going to take whoever,
win.
I didn't. But remember, then you're going to get no money on your bet because I will be.
Okay, well, I'll come with you this week with the Bulls. Okay, I'm with
Wow.
you, right behind you.
Haha.
But how
beside
many
you.
though? We need more specific.
All right.
Bulls by how much?
So it's semi-finals. It's going to not be a big. Last week I said about 10 points. I think it'll be between 5 and 7 point difference
And
in
you-
favour of the Bulls.
Yeah, weather could play a factor. I believe the weather over there at the moment is about average because I'm heading over there soon. But I will say 10 points.
By 10?
Bulls will win by 10.
That's a yeah.
I
Okay.
get it.
The
I like
Bulls by
it.
5,
I like it.
the Bulls by 10.
You've gone from Munster beating the Bulls at Loftus to the Bulls winning away from home.
That's
I
a
like
massive
your- No,
turnaround.
it's good.
And they deserve it.
There's no rationale around it.
It's Radio PlayZN. It's TMO, the Man's Observations, live with John Plumtree and Grant Bashford every single Thursday from 12 until 1. Coming up, we've got some quick fire questions with the coaches as well as rugby world news. All right, gents, I'm very excited about these quick fire questions.
Yeah, we're not doing that yet.
Oh, okay. Well
Okay,
then,
you can just wait a
Yeah,
second.
sorry, as you do. I'm sorry. Please
Okay.
forgive me, sir.
Okay,
Please,
that's
sir.
fine. Well, so, Bashman, Stormers.
It's almost
2
versus
words.
Cardiff.
Yeah, 2 words.
Well-
when you looked at that game,
Great performance by the
No.
Stormers. That's more than
Scrum.
2 words. Oh,
Scrum.
Scrum.
I'm tired of scrums.
no, it was the main thing again, Bashman.
I
Cardiff
know.
had 67%
That's just
Scrum
not good
ball.
enough. Is
and
it?
conceded medal penalties. So when I say scrum, it was important. You might look at other things.
I do
don't know,
definitely
But I'll
look at
always
other
come back
things.
to scrum.
Scrum's just a restart.
Okay. Well, it's a restart when you're going forward at 100 mile an hour or backwards going at 100 mile an hour. 'Cause that's what was happening to Cardiff.
No, it's a very, very psychological part of the game, the scrum, isn't it?
Oh, everything, man.
There we go.
Yeah. So tell us about what your observations of that Stormers performance, Bashman.
Well, you mentioned the scrum. I mean, Cardiff 67%. The problem when your scrum doesn't fire, you've got to look at what the scrum actually gives you. So for me, when your scrum's firing, you'd get reliable position, and definitely sets you up for field position, which in playoffs is everything.
Massive, man.
So if you then go into the defence, I mean, they 203 versus 111 tackles. It's almost double. So that defence workload of Cardiff was just too much. It exhausts you. So they just didn't hit their game. If you look at the carry meters, 44 more carries, 123 to 78. 200 extra meters, 493 to 300, almost 3 times more contact meters. So the Stormers just dominated this game
And yet,
everywhere.
Cardiff were at 60 minutes were only 1 score away from getting in front.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
all that dominance that Stormers had, they still couldn't really put them away. And this is why I don't think Stormers can beat Leinster, because I don't think they're playing well enough.
No, and I agree with that. You know, Cardiff also, they got a yellow card just before half-time, which
And
they
went to uncontested scrums.
and another yellow card in the 62nd minute. So straight after both of those yellow cards,
There
they
was
had
2 or
tries
3
scored against them.
tries.
So
Yeah.
if you take how poor they were defensively, their scrum got dominated. They missed, what did I say, 200 and millions of tackles.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too many. You know, there were too many areas where they didn't fire on the weekend.
Yeah.
And it was maybe just a bit of a hangover from that loss to that win 2 weeks before in Cardiff. You know,
And
the
the bad
Stormers got
news-
excited for them.
Yeah, bad news for Stormers is
Well, Sasha's gone, you know, 3 months ankle injury, and that's going to be a major blow for Rassie as well, you know, so big player for them. But to be honest, I know it's a big blow, but I really like that I think his name's Rudy Matia.
Rudy
that
Matia,
backup,
good boy,
10.
yeah.
And in playoff rugby, he controls the game really well. You
Yeah.
know, he gets them around the field. He's
Yeah.
got a great kicking game. So I think they do have a little weapon
Yeah.
in their sleeve.
He's not
with
as
him.
brave defensively as Sasha. Sasha puts his
No,
body on the line.
no,
He
you
hits
can't
hard.
replace Sasha.
No, Sasha, well, not attack wise, you know, Sasha's just brilliant at creating opportunities for himself, isn't he? He's just a brilliant, like a jelly bear, you know, he can do all of that stuff. I'm not sure the other boy can do that yet, but I think he can lead his team around the park. And again, it'll come down to the Stormers, like the Bulls. They'll have to dominate gain line, dominate physically, defensively, and be massive at set piece. We know Leinster, you know, well, they've got all of that, haven't they? So,
They do.
You know,
Yeah, one thing about we've spoken every week about this. The Stormers once again once they got into the 22 meter, they were 1.9 points again on the way. It's
Yeah.
just not good enough, you know, when
Yeah.
you play against teams like Leinster. Cardiff were actually at 4.2 points per
Yeah.
entry, you know. So Stormers, I agree with you, Plum. I think they're going to have I think they've had a
Tough
good
out.
tournament, but I think it's going to come to an abrupt end on the
yeah,
weekend.
but we hope it doesn't,
No,
because we wanted to South African team to go to South African final would be unbelievable. Where will that be? In Cape Town, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it
well,
would be.
yeah.
So hopefully a South African final. I mean, I think you know, we touched on that belief before. Now I'm just watching Rafael Nadal documentary. On Netflix. Have you seen
I've
that?
heard, I've a little bit into it, but how incredible.
Yeah, we watched the whole thing. Now, that guy, all he talked about was competing, being an ultimate competitor. He knew if he was so from a very young age, his uncle coached him to be an ultimate competitor, because if he was an ultimate competitor, he knew he could win. And that's how he went into everything. He just wanted to be competitive. Everything he did, every time he played, he wanted to win. And just that mindset, you know. And there was a nice little quote there, and I loved it. I think his uncle said, "Talent for him was made in the calm, but character is made in the storm."
Sure.
And I love that, because you know
Resilience,
that's
you
when
get that tough
under
character.
pressure. And in fairness, it took Rafael a long time to learn that. He was, you know, a lot of the Wimbledon finals he had against Federer at the time. You know, he failed in the last set and then eventually he got over that. You know, so if you haven't watched that documentary, have a good look at it. And if you've got kids growing up in the game that want to be professional athletes, it's a really good little doco to sit down on a wet Sunday morning in Durban, which never happens.
Exactly, so
you
you'll
have to-
never watch it. We'll just give you the highlights.
You never watch it.
Guys, a quick question coming in as well, and I don't know if you are able to speak about this, but when it comes to a player injury, let's use Sasha, for example, who said he's out for a few months.
Yeah, a few months. It says 3 months, the thing I saw.
What happens to their salaries?
No, they still get paid.
full pay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I think that also came through just about like we don't understand how players, you know, like do you only get paid when you play specifically? Would you get paid extra when you play, but you still get a base salary? So if you're injured and you were injured because of, you know, not because you were out having a jaw and fell downstairs, then you still will.
So often players are on a contract, which is they salaried, but then they'll get a match fee. So
Okay.
if you're injured and you don't play, you can lose your match fee. I'm not sure. I think most unions are different now. I'm not sure what it was.
Match fees really don't happen now.
really?
It's mainly contract. I'd say
At
with
international
Springboks,
level?
International
yeah,
level.
yeah.
it's
So he won't
incentive.
get a match fee if he's not
Yeah.
playing for South Africa, yeah.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Anyway, he's plenty of money. So, little quick fire questions time. Bashman, I'm going first.
Okay.
All right. Favourite country and why?
South Africa, weather,
No, you
surf.
can't, not South Africa. No, you visited.
All right,
Did I
visited.
not put that in?
I'm going to say Spain.
Ooh.
And food. Great food, eh?
Yes.
Paellas and all that kind of stuff right up
You're
my
always
alley.
thinking of your tummy.
I know.
I mean, you need
Very
to stop
important.
that. Maybe think of a bit of exercise and then food.
2 weeks' time, I told you, John.
Okay,
I'm
right.
back.
Okay, cool.
Except I can't believe we still haven't got any wings delivered to us while the show is happening. 'cause
I'm going
I
to
feel
speak
like,
to my friend Gordy
I
Chester.
know, I feel like we should be eating wings in here.
I'm
man.
sure
He
he'll
would.
set it up.
That would be a massive incentive for Bash to come.
Yeah, even me.
Okay, your turn.
I
Bash.
noticed the other day when we were at Hooters how you chowed those wings. So don't say you like the only guy that
I'm
doesn't.
glad
eat
you
them.
mentioned the wings.
All right. Plummy boy, your playing days in Durban. Kerry, slow down, eh?
Sorry. Guns and Toes is on
Guns
form
and
today.
Toesers. Okay, so your playing days in Durban, when you first arrived back in the late 80s and early 90s, that was a hell of an era of Sharks rugby. Who was your toughest SA opponent that you used to go against?
Ian
every week?
McDonald.
Transvaal Ian Mac.
Yeah. Ian
Why?
McDonald. Oh, just
Relentless.
would never go away.
Yeah.
Harder I hit him, he hit me.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I was after.
No, 100%.
Okay, my turn.
Mac.
Do you think the Box will ever have a foreign coach?
No,
Never.
no.
Why?
I just don't think it's our mentality.
Okay.
I think
Well,
what will happen is exactly what's happened. So Rassie or the next Rassie will bring in foreigners to bolster the IQ of the
Yeah.
team and keep growing them. But I don't foresee us ever having a
Okay.
foreign coach.
Fair enough. Okay, we're not playing then.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
But what,
Next question.
But you live here now, aren't you like a resident, surely?
Yeah.
You're local? No?
No.
No.
Plummy boys, go to drink if you're on the town. Now, I know you're going to say it's beer because I know you drink your beers. All right. But what comes next? Because I've seen a whole
So for you, it would be a
variety.
Jager bomb.
Yeah, at my place, Jager bombs.
Yes.
But by choice.
If you were with me, it'd be
Yeah.
a Jager bomb.
Oh,
Okay, if you're
'cause-
alone?
Well, I say
If
that
I was
because
alone. If I was alone, I'd probably, and it was a big night, like it
Yes.
was one of those nights where
Yeah,
I'm probably
your
going to
jaw.
struggle to get home,
Yeah.
it'd probably go to rum and coke.
that's what I was
Oh!
expecting you to say. Because
Yeah.
or you're going to go red wine. Or
So
gonna-
Afrikaans of you, coach.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And if he had been with Urban, it would have been a brandy and coke.
yeah,
Yeah.
true. So now you're a teacher.
Yes.
You're on a game trip with a whole lot of kids, and the kids are all in the game viewing vehicle, and you're in the front there.
Yeah.
And you come across some lions mating, a male lion and two females.
Oh, two
mating.
females.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go, lion.
And, we know that they, every 15 minutes, I think a male lion can go again. And the females are growling, and it's quite
See,
an
they're South
aggressive
African
thing.
lions. You see that?
Yeah.
They can
Do
go-
you stay and watch that with little kids in the vehicle, or do you move on quickly?
I think it's educational. You stay and watch, and say, how lucky lion.
And even if the kids are embarrassed, and like,
They won't be embarrassed. They'll be saying, why is the one lion biting the other lion?
Yeah, Fiona laughing
What's
in the other
going on?
room. This is excellent.
You know?
okay, well, I mean, a lot of parents out there wouldn't agree with you. They might want to just move
They
on
watch
quick.
National Geographic. I
mean,
mean,
they
this is
explain it all
you're
to
very
me.
lucky to see lions for starters.
But these
and
kids
to
are
catch
only
them mating.
these
I mean,
kids are
that's-
only 7 years old.
7? No, you didn't say that.
No,
first.
I'm trying to make
I'm a
the whole
high school
scenario
teacher,
worse.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying.
Okay, your turn.
Is it my turn? Okay, good, nice question. Another rugby question. As a coach, Plummy, you've been around the world. You've coached the best of the best. Who's the best captain you've ever coached?
Ooh.
The best captain. Wow.
You've had a few good ones.
Yeah. I love Paul O'Connell in
Yeah.
Ireland. I loved him.
Hardy, John Smith.
Artie was good. I don't know if Artie wasn't right up there with the captains when I was obviously Tana Umaga.
Younger.
Yeah. Yes, probably. I would say Paul O'Connell is is right up there. John Smith's obviously a great leader. But yeah, a couple up there.
Yeah, gee, some big names, eh?
Yeah.
Oof.
And my turn.
Yeah, comes around fast.
You
eh?
think SA teams should be back in Super Rugby, Bash?
Oh, I would love it to be there. I mean, I miss Super Rugby. You know, those games on Saturdays where you turn the TV on, it looks like a different game being played. It looks like at a different intensity.
I just think it's easier for the players, and it just swings our calendar back into line. Let's go back and play Super Rugby, man. Like, forget this URC, forget all of.
Well, you've been through it, so you're the right guy to ask that. But yeah, it's just
go
for
back
me,
and
I
play
just
Super
love the intensity of Super Rugby.
players love
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to change because of commercialism. I think the business model works as is for South Africa. You know, despite us
Well,
saying.
the URC love the South African teams because they get the biggest crowds.
Yeah, there
over
we go.
here.
So that's why it won't change. I
And
don't
the
think.
times as well, great for the broadcasters because there's times the
Early
games are on
mornings.
different times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great product for the URC having the South African teams in there.
Who chooses if South Africa is able to play in Super Rugby? Whose decision is that?
Would be SA Rugby.
Yeah,
I think
they'll-
they'd have to. There'd be big negotiations going on behind.
So is
the
it a
scenes.
money thing?
It'll be a money thing.
Definitely
absolutely.
money.
Broadcasting rights and competition things, and it's way out of our pay grade. We just keep it simple, Kerry. If you could choose one male, and
So he's
one,
going twice in
I
a
know,
row.
I
now.
realise, but it's coach, you know.
Okay, no,
Plum
can do
can
what he
do as
likes.
Oh,
he
did
Okay,
you have
it's
one?
his show.
I thought you were finished.
No, you asked the last question.
Okay, you go then.
Okay, if you could only recruit one player, not two, all right, would you recruit a world-class 10 or a world-class hooker?
Oh.
A hooker.
Hooker. Number 2.
No, I get a world class 10.
These forward actually saying a back.
No,
Now,
no.
that- I
If you'd
never
said a
ever
prop,
thought you were
I
going
would
to
have
say
said a
that.
prop.
All
But your
right.
gut said,
but
your gut said hooker
No,
first.
10 is an orchestra of the team. You've got to have a world. No.
yeah, you could get dominated in the scrum, but if you've got a world-class 10 that can
world-class
get you
10.
around.
If we've learned anything in this last hour, we've just learned scrum.
And then now it goes
Now,
against that. it
now
goes
that's
10.
how unpredictable I am.
No.
If you could
But it's
choose one
true, and I'm
male,
glad you said that.
if you choose one, if you could choose one male and one female to have for dinner with you, who would you choose?
Famous people or anyone.
I
One
Surely
female-
you'd pick famous people. You're not going to pick the random down the road.
Okay.
Maybe.
Who would I like to have
No.
dinner with from a... I think Nelson Mandela would have been an unbelievable person. To
Nelson's
have
not going to make it, buddy.
Oh, so not
No,
dead
so
or
it's
alive.
okay, well,
Okay.
explain. You need to tell me the real rules of the competition. So someone
currently
that's
live.
current.
Current.
Okay, so
All
someone
right, so
is
someone
on this
current
planet.
that I would like to have dinner with. Elon Musk. There's a. I love watching Elon Musk.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
he's fascinating. Or maybe like a Joe Rogan kind of guy. You know,
Okay,
that's
well,
just so covered.
mate.
Okay, so I'm going to go Elon Musk.
Elon Musk was the
And
boy.
And
Female?
then female. Yes, you remember that tennis player Gabriella Sabatini?
Ooh,
Yeah.
She wasn't the grunter, was she?
No, that was Monica Seles.
Oh, yes, yes.
But Gabriella was, I think she was, she long dark hair, and I'm a blonde guy normally, but she was, there was
As in
something
like
about
you when
her.
you still had
Yeah, I used to have
colour,
hair,
but like,
and
or
it used to be blondish.
oh, okay, or
But
just
now
not
I've got
the.
no hair and it's grey. So that
And
doesn't-
Gabriella's quite tall too, so you're quite short.
No, but
It's a total opposite.
No, I don't know why I said that, but
Yeah, I don't
she
know,
came to
maybe.
mind.
So we've got her and Elon Musk coming to
Elon.
your table for dinner.
Can you imagine the conversation we could have around
I
that?
reckon it'd be pretty
Between
boring.
So bizarre.
who would have you got?
Yeah, who would you choose?
No, that's not my question.
Wait, what?
Okay, well,
Tell
I'll
me.
ask you this
I
then.
would
How's this
go-
for your next question?
Okay, wait, he was about to answer. Wait.
No,
No.
go
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Okay, so who would play you in a movie about your life?
Here we go. Don't hold back.
I'd say like a Liam Hemsworth.
I love you and your confidence, coach.
Liam Hemsworth be good.
Liam Hemsworth.
Similar to
Liam
look at.
I was the same.
Physique.
It's like it's a
It's
mirror.
really just a mirror.
Who would you in your movie, Kerry?
Who would be me in my movie?
Yeah.
And I can't play myself.
No, so you've got to have an actor play you. Who would it be?
If someone compared me once to Claire Danes ages ago, well, I think, but I have no idea actually. I don't know.
Picking a partner for Kerry would be interesting. You'd have to have a
I don't know if that's such a thing, Coach.
I think
don't know
I'd
if
be
there is
like
such a thing here.
Robert
No.
Redford kind of guy.
Yeah.
Robert
Robert
Redford.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I
Someone
had
would have to have a lot of energy.
No.
Wouldn't he? He'd have
Because
to be
Farley, our friend Farley said, I'm distinguished. That's why no one comments.
So we've got a Robert Redford and a Liam Hemsworth.
I'm going to Google who Hemsworth is.
He's
So,
very
you know-
nice. Trust, I'll Google for you. Don't
Okay.
worry. I'll show you everything.
Well, that's what the feedback I've had around town.
Okay, fair enough, Plummy boy.
Okay, Bashman, last one for me. Tattoo. And what would you choose if you had a tattoo, and why? Why would you choose that?
Do you have any, first of all?
I don't have a tattoo.
Oh, so
No.
you're a virgin.
I'm a virgin tattoo
that what-
receiver.
Amazing.
Yeah, put V
No.
on there. V on you.
Yeah. No, and if I had one, it would probably be of a dolphin
No, stop
or
it.
something from the sea. Like
Yeah.
I love
A
the sea, and I
dolphin.
love.
What are you, a 14-year-old girl? A dolphin?
I like dolphins. Dolphins
What about
are-
a shark, mate?
No,
You're more
no,
of a
sharks are
yeah,
aggressive.
dolphin.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
I think a dolphin.
Where would you have it, Bashy, on your little?
What is
I
not a
have it on
back
the
probably.
inside of my, like where my watch, under where my watch goes, yeah, so you could see
Oh,
it. I
okay.
think.
Well, I might shout you that for your birthday.
No, but that's what I'm about to say. If we happen to organise the next time you're in studio, my tattoo artist to be here to just pop a quick dolphin on your wrist.
Okay,
A little
let's
dolphin.
get a.
No, I
let's
didn't
get
say I
let's
wanted
get
one. I said if I was going to have one.
Yeah, but
would
now
I
you're
get
going
one?
to have one. Now it's happening.
Now it's happening.
Ah.
Come on, Robert Redford would do it.
It'll have to be late at night at my bar when I wake up in the morning. Like, what was that movie when the guy woke up?
Hangover.
And he had the Hangover. I broke
It's fine. We'll make sure that
We're
we've
going to
got...
put a big dolphin on
Alan.
your
His
cheek.
name was Alan. Remember?
I can't believe you chose dolphin. Do you have any tattoos, Coach?
No.
You're the one Kiwi that doesn't have. Most Kiwis actually
Yeah.
have tattoos.
I
It's
got a
part of
booking to
their-
get bigger arms.
And the last,
So-
that was my last question. I've got one. Your last
Oh,
one
I thought
on your
we
bucket
finished.
list. One thing left on your bucket list because you're 60 now, so it's coming close. What's left to do?
What, to start my bucket list or?
No, if there's one thing left that you dream about doing, what is it? Is there something that you're desperate to still do in your life while you can?
I think jumping out of an airplane, skydiving. I reckon that would
Really?
be, yeah. Like,
Well, we can definitely
yeah,
organise that.
skydiving or something like that. I reckon, yeah. Because it's so, I'm not going to do that. You know, like that'd be freaky.
We
I'll-
can
I'll
definitely
tell you-
organise that.
yeah.
Would you be open for that?
I reckon we could.
Bucket
Maybe
list.
we could do a show up there before.
Maybe we
jump.
could just get the egg to not open the parachute.
Stop it!
No, that's.
I'll tell you a true story about John
Listen,
Plumtree.
dolphin
Oh,
boy.
He just arrived
Yeah.
and he wanted to go diving at Allowell Shoal with the sharks. So he didn't have any scuba
So
qualification.
with the rest of the team? Or
No,
with
just
the,
him and I, and
the
a
fish?
mate of his from
Okay,
New
those
Zealand.
sharks. Okay.
So I got hold of a mate of mine, and we got a set
Got
of
2 minutes to
aqualungs,
get this story done.
and we spent 15 minutes in the Durban North Bars, and he was qualified. And we went to Allowell Shoal,
Oh my.
and we went down to 20 meters,
Yeah.
and he swam around Allowell Shoal for like 5 meters at 100 miles an hour. And he came to me and said, "Look, I've got no air." He sucked that tank in about 10 minutes.
I just loved it so much. Yeah. I did, and I used all my energy. Yeah, I'm a bit. That's me, a bit rip, shit, and bust.
It's all good. It's like all or nothing. Hey, put foot.
Yeah. So we're going to finish with some news of the world because we're only going to wrap it up in a few minutes.
Well, can we
Bashman.
just say that these quick fire questions, can
then-
we do them every single week? Because this
No,
is
it's the
amazing.
last time.
No, come on, I love them. They're the best. Who needs rugby when we get quick fire questions? Yeah, we're going to get you out of a plane. I'm going to get you a dolphin tattoo. This is the best day.
Oh, okay. Can I have the dolphin tattoo instead of jumping out the plane?
No, it's too late. We've got to jump. I've got the man
I'm
already.
definitely not jumping up the plane.
You are
I'm
coming with me.
terrified.
It's fine. You have to do a duel. So you have someone stuck to you, coach. You have another man tied to you.
No, we can do it like the scuba. We just throw them out.
Hope for the
And they work
best.
it out on the way down.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So we've got a bit of rugby news around the world, and then we'll wrap it up for another week. So Leo Cullen under pressure, Bashman, 5 finals, 5 losses. Should he keep his job?
Tess Plummy, you know, as coaches, I want to say to you, of course he should keep his job, because if he's made 5 finals, he's one of 2 teams that make the final. So he's been the second best team in Europe 5 times, which is a massive feat.
Yeah. Getting there can be harder than actually.
It is
winning.
harder than getting there. Finals are on the day, you know, but we both know that's not how it works, you know, and it's not just Leo Cullen. I can see there's a few more of his staff that look like they're coming under the pump now. Some of the players as well that look like they're going to be exiting soon out of Leinster. So when you get back-to-back, things like this happen 5 times, you know, the questions are going to be asked, and whether it's time for a fresh voice in the change room, or they're too comfortable or whatever that goes with it. You know, it's
Yeah.
probably going to happen.
They're going to find another formula.
They're going to find
They're gonna
find a reason.
And
to
Jack
get rid of them.
Niemeyer coming out and saying people here don't value
Yeah.
me. What's that about? Because that for me is almost like a little bit whingy, if you ask me. It's sort of like, feel sorry for me. We're in this, it's a tough industry. We know what this industry is all about, and coming out and saying that he thinks people don't value him, I think that's a little bit lame, to be honest. He should be better than that. He's there to do a job, and he's either good enough or he's not good enough. And I suppose it comes with the territory where he thinks he's the best defence coach in the world. But I don't know.
There must have been a reason. They would have watched him win World Cups with the Springboks and seen his rush defence and thought this was something that could improve us. And I've heard that there's been a bit of rumblings because he coaches Leinster's defence, which is not different to the way the Irish national team defend.
So a bit of confusion.
And now more than half of the Leinster team are in the Irish national team.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of confusion.
It might be a bit of a distraction with also taking the eye off the ball with the players this week with a big final. So it's a bit of a tactical thing as well. Yeah, a little bit of spin. Berhard Jans van Rensburg. Did I announce that well?
Beautiful name for an English rugby player, isn't it?
Playing for the England, going to Bristol, number 12, outstanding player, consistent performer in the English squad. So shout out to him.
Brilliant. I think he played for Poch, the Leopards under Robert Dupree, and then Rob brought him to the Sharks, and I think he ended up going to the UK. So
brilliant.
He's a real
sort of like a Brad Barrett type story. Lovely.
Yeah.
And France ex Sean Edwards, the defence coach. That's a massive move. Maybe the Sharks should get a guy like that.
Well, he's got a CV as long as his arm, doesn't he?
He's
come out
experienced,
of league, and he's been doing a great job with France as far as I've seen. I think they didn't finish the Six Nations too well, and that's probably where this has come from. But I think they just recontracted him through till 2028. So it's a bit of a
nice payout.
Yeah. Well, you would
don't go there.
That.
So URC team of the season, 9 SA players in the 15. 5 forwards and 4 backs. How good.
Jeez, that's
so
phenomenal.
We've dominated the URC team of the season. So congrats to all those boys that made that team. And Super Quarter Finals in New Zealand this weekend. Hurricanes versus the Brumbies at Westpac Stadium in Wellington. I'd expect the Hurricanes to get up there. Chatted to a mate of mine this morning there. Reckon the weather is horrific. So I backed the Hurricanes to win by 24 points.
They don't call it the land of the long white cloud for nothing.
No, I don't think the clouds are going to be moving around the sky at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It sounds like there's going to be a hurricane. So Chiefs play the Reds in Hamilton. We won't see what the weather's like, but that's a Saturday game. You think the Chiefs will get up. I think Damien McKenzie's back from concussion, which is good to hear. In the finals, and Crusaders play the Blues in Christchurch, and that's a repeat of last week's game where the Crusaders won pretty comfortably. So think that the Hurricanes, Chiefs, and the Crusaders, your picks?
Yeah,
you're pretty safe.
Yeah, I think Hurricanes, Chiefs, Crusaders, all there. But if there's 6 teams, which is quite interesting, when I also looked at this, I said, how are they going to have a semi-final? There's only 6 teams playing, so that gives you 3 winners, but you need 4 teams for a final. And then I looked at the rules. So the side finishing, one of the losing teams will get a second bite.
So if the Hurricanes lose the Brumbies, they'll get the second
whoever
bite.
was top in their position on the log will fill the fourth spot, so they get a second
So the Hurricanes,
shot.
Chiefs, and Crusaders all win. The Blues will get a second bite.
That's right, because they're fourth on the log currently.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, that's good explaining Bashman.
Yeah.
Well done. You're the brains.
You've got to have some brains in here.
Yeah. Leon.
We said with all those injuries to the scrum halves that we mentioned earlier, I see Rassie sent an SOS to Faf de Klerk. So Faf looks like he might be heading back into camp with the Boks, which is nice for him. He's left the Cannon Eagles.
Bring those underpants back.
Yeah, no, they're not underpants. They're Speedos.
Speedos.
Manties, as we like to
he
call
met
them.
the Prince of England.
You used to wear those on the beach when you were
I did.
lifesaving.
Yeah,
that must have been a pretty sight. Can you
very
still
good.
fit into those ones that you had on the?
I don't have them anymore, but
they
I would
won't.
fit
We can
into them.
organise your own
I think
panties
you should
now.
get
Kerry
Yeah.
knows. She
Often.
saw me at the Life-Saving Club on Saturday.
did.
Sunday. She didn't realise that I was an old lifeguard.
And we were actually hoping that you would come up, but apparently you.
I was at the gym.
Oh yeah, of course. These arms don't build themselves.
Guns and toes.
No, it's abs. I'm focused.
Are you focused on your abs now?
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So Liam Hemsworth has something to look at.
Oh no, I'm doing Pilates though because you told me to do Pilates.
I did not tell you to do Pilates. You started doing Pilates.
Okay, well you.
Don't
I
put that
did
on
tell
me.
you
Yes.
that out of 24 ladies in the class, I'm the only man.
And how's it
And
going?
That's why he went
it's
to Pilates.
embarrassing.
No.
Yeah, I do. I feel embarrassed.
No, you know what? When we love when a boy comes to a class, like if we're at a yoga or something and there's just one guy, we all are like, "Aww."
Yeah, there's only one exercise I can do better than the girls in Pilates.
Which one?
Press ups.
Oh,
That's
really?
all, yeah, we've got to do press up. I got to do an extra 10, otherwise the
Good.
lady. Yeah, no.
Excellent.
I struggle on everything.
That's the one thing you've been honest to me about, John, is you've said that you actually very, very shit at Pilates.
Yeah.
He said,
I am
Kerry,
balancing.
in his own words, he said that, and he said he's never realised.
Pilates is hard, man.
But you know how much better I feel? Like, seriously, I feel so much better doing Pilates. So for the men out there, come and have a session with me. Not all at once.
It's just John, 24 women. So go ahead.
I know I'm going to go. As soon as my season's finished, I'm going to go and join it and just show them how
But
strong my
you're saying
core
there's
is.
a lot of things that you're promising now.
No,
We're
no.
getting dolphin tattoos. We're
No, I
getting
never promised that,
budgies,
though.
smugglers, and now you're going to be doing with your brand new tattoo in your man's. He's going to be doing a Pilates class.
Goodness
Are you going to come with
gracious
me, are you, Beshi?
I'm going to.
That's
I'm
on
coming to
national radio
Pilates.
now,
Yeah,
so you have to.
yeah. No,
I'm looking forward to
I want
that.
to see
That's
what
gonna
it's
be
really
brilliant.
like and see if
We
you
might
say
get a
that-
video.
Well, just because I will be there when you two both, I'm going to be there, and just by mistake film the whole thing.
Lovely.
All right, gents. Anything else to discuss? Are we
Nothing.
good?
We've done. Thank you.
Have a wonderful
Come on,
rest of
South
your
African
day.
teams. I hope the Stormers can get up, but it's going to be a tough ask, isn't it?
No, I hope them both get up, Beshi.
Yeah,
The Bulls and the
exactly.
Stormers. So,
Go Bulls,
yeah.
go Stormers. Go
Believe,
Stormers.
eh?
I believe the Bulls can, but I'm not.
Scrum, scrum, scrum.
The Storm.
Yay.
Characters in the Storm, man. The Storm was coming.
By the way, on TikTok, someone there saying you boys should try Kerry's yoga class. I'm Kerry, and I give a great yoga class.
All right, we'll do that as well.
I come do it with your boys as
I've
well.
never done yoga.
Come do it with your team.
We'll
Okay.
wear budgie smugglers.
Please. Oh, finally, a dream come true. This is Radio PlayZN. You can catch this entire episode up on our YouTube, on TikTok. Plus, we'll put up some shorts in case you missed all the good things. And the quick fire questions from the coaches. They'll be back again next week from 12 until 1. This is PlayZN.
For the love of KZN.
Hey, this is
Did you
Sasha
get a
from
shock with
Denver,
the
Colorado.
lion mating?
Yeah.
Come on.
Where
It's
did
so
you get
funny.
that?
No, you handled that brilliantly.
So funny.